If your day-to-day use of the EOS toolset feels so rigid that your team pushes back and says they can't use it, well, you've missed the point. True EOS adoption on a day-to-day basis is about preserving the why behind the tools and then being flexible enough to make them work in your world. EOS is a framework, it's not a religion. You can adapt the delivery to fit the environment without you losing the purity of the system or the discipline that makes it work. Let's talk a little bit more about that. But first, my name is Chris Beer. I am the Wizard of Ops and I'm a working integrator. My videos come straight from experience putting in the reps with teams who are using the EOS tools. And typically, these teams are those that are working with an EOS implementer. I really focus on how to make those EOS tools work and thrive in the days 1 through 89 between your quarterly sessions. And if my content makes the tools easier to adopt, not just to understand, I've done my job. So when I talk about EOS adoption, I'm not talking about running every single tool exactly written the way it's written in your binder. Of course, yes, that is the goal, but there's a good chance you've heard the term progress over perfection, right? The reality is that you need to put in some of the reps in order to get to that sense of mastery. And then even then, there are going to be a few tools that don't fit perfectly right out of the shelf. So don't panic. For me, EOS purity means staying true to the intent of the system. That is running the business on facts, holding people accountable for what they commit to, and solving the right problems all the way to the root cause with the greater good in mind. Now, in my work, I have seen companies slow themselves down or altogether abandon EOS because they were so worried about being by the book that they lost the energy and excitement and momentum that EOS is supposed to create. The magic isn't in the ritual, it's in the rhythm, the clarity, and the accountability. There also has to be a little bit of belief that these tools will get you to the other side. So let's think about an example. One of my clients has leaders in the field all day, every day, and the idea of a 90-minute level 10 in a conference room, not happening. So the solution here is a fast, focused, high stakes level 10, just right where they are in the field, on site, with the scorecard pulled up on a tablet. You can hit the numbers, check your rocks, solve issues, and you can do it in a condensed time period. And here's the kicker. By doing this meeting in a condensed time period, shortening it from, say, 90 minutes to 45 minutes, they're still getting more execution in that time period than they were if they would not be doing the level 10. So because the format flexed for the needs, note the accountability did not. We're keeping the why intact. That being said, it can be a slippery slope. So how do you check yourself to know if you're EOS pure in a way that actually matters? For me, you're asking yourself 3 questions. Number 1, are you still looking at the right numbers every week? The ones that don't just feel good, but they tell us the truth about performance. 2, are you as a team still holding each other accountable for rocks and to-dos with real consequences if things don't get done? And then 3, are you still solving real issues, hard issues, difficult issues in a way that they disappear for good? And if you can wholeheartedly answer yes to all 3, congratulations, you're adopting EOS, even if your company's adoption of it looks a little bit different than another company's. On the other hand, here are 3 warning signs that you're kind of going off the track of EOS purity. Number 1, you are skipping or rushing the scorecard review or, frankly, any other part of the reporting section. This meeting really needs to steep and just pull things out of that reporting section. The next is to-dos aren't happening. Anything, if a to-do keeps rolling over, it's just a fancy wish list, right? Lastly, the same issues keep on coming back. That means that you're not getting to the root cause. You're not being open, honest about what the real issue is. And if these sound familiar, it's not too late. It's just time to go back to basics. So the heart of the EOS system is not about rigidity. It's about discipline. It's about protecting the pieces that create the clarity, the accountability, and the momentum for your business. So that being said, based on my experience with teams, You can slightly change the format, the timing, even the setting of your meetings. Yes, they can go outside of a conference room into a field. You can adapt the tools to fit the reality of your team, but you cannot skip the core elements that make EOS work. So here's my challenge for you. Over the next week, stop asking if you're doing EOS right and just start asking if you're doing it with the purest intent. The intent of running the business on facts, holding yourself and other people in the business accountable for what they commit to, and ultimately solving the right problems all the way to the root cause so they don't keep popping back up. If you keep the why intact, you can be flexible in the how, and you will get the results that EOS is built to deliver.